boards respectively. The Steel Raw Materials Exploration Agency Board will now be chaired by Dr. Yomi Fini. While inaugurating the board, Dr. Fayemi said it is important for the new appointees a wealth of experience to bear on their agencies and the industry forward. Economic recovery and growth plan
to stop the roles and responsibilities. We have made available to all chairmen and board members the Nigerian Mining and Minerals, the mining law at the sector. We've also made available the mining policy, the mining guidelines, and other relevant documents would be assistant to introducing yourself to the sector if you're not already.
Have in driving the administration to some good notes.
Earlier, the Cabinet Secretary of the Ministry of Mines and Steel Development, Dr. Abdul Qadir, noted that whilst the board will not be involved in the day-to-day running of agencies, they are expected to receive direction.
And they are
There is a common musical piece flowing from the various cultural displays you have just seen. Did you observe that? It is this member of the woodwind musical instrument shaped like a thin pipe, the flute. Flutes are said to have been found earlier than 4000 BC, as they were made of bones, hooves, horns, reeds, wood, and other natural substances. The word flute comes from the Latin word flutus, meaning breath. It is played by blowing across a hole on one end and plugging certain holes in the body to modify pitch and produce that melodious tune you so much enjoy. In Nigeria, almost all the traditional musical offers have the coloration of the flute. From the north, you have the serewa, the kakakis as the popular ones, sounding off at various gatherings, be it coronations and other forms of festivities. Some communities in the north central have the guido, the mwai, to mention but a few. Moving down south, a stop at the Opela community gives a glimpse of the Ofere to accompany their drums and dances, which is found to be similar in structure and sometimes with that of the southeastern people of Nigeria, the Igbos. Every Nigerian culture seems to have its own attraction with the flute. But what is the place of the flute in traditional display?
Yes, like the swangy. Without this flute, there's no swangy. The place of a flutist is a historian, is an artist, and the flute itself inspires, because even if you hear the melody from this flute, it's sweet, so it spurs you either to dance or to come and show appreciation.
There is always a message with the flute. The flute stands off to cue the dancers and drummers. The make of some of the flutes is another interesting story.
This is wood, purely wood, carved. Mostly the carvers carved this. This one is the main guido. This is the pick. What you see here is the pick, made from brass. But the main instrument of guido is the reed. The bush you see here is the reed. And this, without this reed, everything here is useless. Whatever you see here is useless, because this is the reed gotten from the riverside, a special bush known only to trumpeters. If you go to the water side, I thought I go and show you that this is the reed. You will see it and just read it and throw away. You will not know it.
They likewise come with dignifying aesthetics. However you choose to blow your flute, remember there will always be a colorful and unifying sound to feel amongst the cultures.
My name is Natu Baba, and some people they say I be superstar. But to me, the real superstars are the people where they go vote for the candidate of their choice without violence. You understand? So for this upcoming election, be my superstar. Go out, go vote. No fighting, no violence. Because election will be war.
NTA Parliament is a dedicated 24-hour channel that broadcasts activities of the Nigerian Senate, Federal House of Representatives, and all the 36 state houses of assembly. You can watch NTA Parliament on NTA StarTimes DDT platform. NTA Parliament, strengthening Nigeria's democracy.
There. Welcome to the news highlights of this time. I am Miriam Akbata. Federal government is to give incentives to fertilizer blenders towards meeting the national demand of the commodity on the Presidential Fertilizer Initiative. Currently, there are 16 fertilizer blenders under the initiative producing over 1 million metric tons. Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, says 12 moribund fertilizer blending plants will be revived under the presidential initiative towards eradicating corruption in fertilizer distribution chain. So far, the government has saved over 60 billion naira and $150 million on fertilizer distribution. The ongoing military operation in Taraba State has been extended for 2 months. The extension becomes necessary in order to further consolidate on the gains achieved so far. It is expected that the extension would facilitate the Nigerian Army's efforts of ridding the affected areas of militants and other criminal elements. A statement by the Director, Army Public Relations, Brigadier General Texas Chukwu, appealed to the general public, particularly residents of Taraba State, to cooperate with the troops by giving useful and timely information to assist the operation. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has suspended a deal with UN to give residency to thousands of African migrants in exchange for Western nationals. Hours after announcing the deal, he put the plan on hold, saying he would speak with residents of South Tel Aviv, where many migrants live. The arrangement had drawn opposition from within his covering coalition as he replaced the plan for mass deportations to Africa. Under the 5-year agreement with the UN Refugee Agency, 16,250 African migrants who entered illegally, many of them seeking asylum, would be resettled to Western nations. In another development, Ethiopia's new Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed has pledged his readiness to resolve disputes with neighbor Eritrea. Speaking after his swearing-in ceremony, Mr. Abiy called for an end to years of misunderstandings. The two countries have had poor relations since a 2-year border war which claimed 70,000 lives. Mr. Abiy, who was chosen to lead the ruling coalition after the unexpected resignation of Prime Minister Hailemariam Desalegn in February, said the country was ready to resolve differences between the two countries who were not only intertwined in interest, but also in blood. Well, that's it at this time. Details of the news comes up at 4. Thanks for joining us.
This is the network service of the NTA.
Person or group to trivialize or politicize security issues
and the passion to serve this country. As we heard the president, he said the unity of this country is non-negotiable.
Buhari is a candidate to beat.
Dear Nigerians, don't take their apology.
So we can still come back to the main bag again so that this thing will continue like that. No, guess here we can't vote for PDP and we can't forget.
Hello there, it's been nice meeting you again in another edition of Political Update. It is a weekly program that brings to you major happenings in the Nigerian political scene every week. As usual, we promise you it will be interesting and exciting. Don't go away. My name is Abdullahi Garba Birnenkudu. Thank you for staying with the NTA. In today's edition, Nigerians continue to enthuse over the release of the abducted Deputy girls as President Muhammadu Buhari gets commendations for achieving this feat. And INEC extends its consultations with relevant stakeholders towards a successful 2019 elections to the doorsteps of NTA. These are some of the highlights of Political Update today. Please stay tuned. We begin the program from the issue of the moment, the release of the abducted Deputy girls. Although this may appear not political issue, but it is a matter of national importance, and there won't be politics without peace at the homes of the electorates. That is why Political Update crew chat with a number of politicians on the release of these girls. But here is a teaser from the man himself, President Muhammadu Buhari, when he hosted the girls in Abuja.
Government will not tolerate any attempt by any person or group to trivialize or politicize security issues for politically motivated ends. Accordingly, security agencies will not hesitate to decisively deal with such unscrupulous characters.
And we thank the government of Nigeria, and we thank the Nigerian army in general, because what they have played, what they have did, the role that they play there is not a great job. It's a big job. It's a great job. They play a lot, because for the settling of not exchanging fire that they have did with the Boko Haram in order to bring back the girls, it's an intelligent work, and they did a nice work. And this work that they have did, it was so great to them and to the government of Nigeria. So if to say is what the old government, they are apply for what the new government, the government that we are here now, if they say they apply the same issue, the Chibok girl must have been released since.
Even on a rescue mission, on negotiation, whatever strategy that was used is apt. Because they swiftly did this, and our daughters returned. Not being hurt, not being defied. We wondered through all these nights what happened to them, who was stealing their innocence. Where were they? If they ate, who didn't? Where they slept, who did not? Honestly speaking, every mother in this nation, and I know the joy sweeps across the entire of African continent and beyond, for every woman, for any mother that is indeed a mother, wept within these days. And now we are happy. Nothing can steal this joy away from us.
Very excellent, because the most of the things that gave President Buhari victory during the last election, 2015, it was the issue of security. So the way he reacted, it was very excellent. It is expected of a president and expected of a father of a nation, because he responded, the response was very excellent and was timely. Because if you can remember, during the former president, when Chibok abduction happened, you know, the presidency, they couldn't even believe that there was that abduction. They feel it was just arranged or something like that. They couldn't even believe there was that abduction. You know, that took the government of Goodluck Jonathan then to be quarreling with a lot of the fathers, the government of Borno State, all others, you know, and even the security agencies. But now this thing happened. Immediately the president sent his delegations to Yobe State to find out what really happens, you know, and the president himself went to Dapchi town to interact with the people, with the parents of the abducted children. That gave the parents hope, you know, and confidence in the president. And we thank God the president assured the nation that they will soon be recovered and they will come back alive. And we thank God it has, they have been released and they become healthy and they have become alive. So the president the response was very excellent and very good. And it's what is expected of a leader and a father of the nation. So we
saw what happened when they abducted the Chibok girls. There was an opportunity for this type of recovery of these girls to happen. But there was a sudden disagreement within the hierarchy, the highest hierarchy of Nigeria. Some people even were doubting whether actually the Chibok girls were kidnapped at the highest level of governance. So this particular thing, if we are able to continue with good approach and understanding, and the offer Mr. President made yesterday is accepted by the insurgency, we may see the winding up of this Boko Haram issue.
Let us look at it on the other way. When the girls were captured, in the first place, people condemned the government. Now they have rescued the girls. Some people are still saying it's a stage managed, isn't it? So if somebody So if the girls were not returned, you know, the same people will say that the girls have been in captivity for how long and nothing has been done. Now they have returned them, the same people are saying the stage managed. So I don't want to support that. I want
a welcome development. Fine. The security men are working very, very well.
I'm back from Depchi, and in fact inside NTA here, the Independent National Electoral Commission is seeking the collaboration
for which the NTA, other media organizations, the Newspaper Proprietors Association of Nigeria and others will be involved. You know, to tidy up the voter register, purge it of all ineligible persons, believing that a credible voter register is the most important element in conducting credible elections. We are worried about the phenomenon of hate speech and access to the media for all political parties. As registrar and regulator, would like access to all political parties in Nigeria. As far as the Commission is concerned, all political parties have equal standing with the Commission. All parties in Nigeria file their constitutions and manifestos with the Commission. And so